we had the gold standard, at least there was some standard, there was something to hold people back, right? So what do you think about sound money, I guess? Are you a gold bug? Were you a gold bug? Do you think sound money is a good option?
I agree that having the gold standard or having gold come back as even a portion of reserves, whether domestically and or globally, is important in order to be able to put a cap, which was the point of the standard, right? A limitation to how much dollars can be created, how much currency can be created that doesn't have any sort of hard asset behind it. And the historical reasoning also holds for that. And when we were taken off the gold standard, which President Nixon did in terms of what was going on at the time, he was actually, and again, I have this in all the president's bankers, he was actually somewhat advised by the bankers to do this, and that doesn't get a lot of historical play. But David Rockefeller, for example, was trying to move Chase into having more of its own international power with respect to the Middle East, with respect to something called petrodollars, or converting money, revenues, profits from oil into loans to like third world countries, basically creating a whole new sort of side business at the time. And if there was no need to have a gold any sort of gold reserves relative to the dollar, it would just make that whole process simpler. You sort of take out a variable. It would also make it more simple for the Federal Reserve later on to create money, as it has done, because it doesn't have to have as much behind it. And it would also make it harder to convert money because you have to have gold behind that conversion. And so all of those things made it harder to just simply create money out of nothing. Fiat money, just more dollars, more prevalence, and not have a sort of restriction of any kind, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's a negative, because of the results of what we see has happened by having the ability to just create money, and by the dislocation and the disconnect that manifests between markets and like financial assets, where the money goes most quickly, and the real economy, most people's day-to-day lives, which have not kept up, and which have gotten more and more disconnected from each other, give or take what's happening in a moment in terms of a crisis or a virus or whatever else along the way. So I think having a physical standard, or a portion of a standard, or some proportional element of gold is actually useful to this system.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the restraint forces them to be accountable.